This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Hazleton's mayor and city council disagree over the cause of upcoming layoffs in the city. More on the situation next. Hello friends and welcome. I'm Ken Karen. I thank you for watching SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information. Leading off, we have headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. This summer, 3 local ambulance associations will merge. Shenandoah Community Ambulance Association, Lost Creek Community Ambulance Association, and the Ringtown Community Ambulance Association will officially come together on August 1st. The president of the Shenandoah Ambulance Association hopes the merger will drive up membership and bring down the amount of missed calls. The 3 companies will come together and operate under the name of the Shenandoah Valley Community Ambulance Association. The city of Hazleton will start laying off around 20 employees next month. City council members Grace Kuzo and Jack Mundy point the finger at the city's administration. Both referred to raises Mayor Jeff Gassat gave city administrators and department heads in a recent Standard Speaker article. And both say Gassat should have sold over $400,000 in delinquent taxes. Kuzo claims that would have made the city a significant amount of money. Mundy told the Standard Speaker Sam Galsky that the layoffs are a way of the mayor trying to have some sway over the upcoming election. The mayor gives his side of the story on a new Sam LaSanne show, and here's a little sneak peek.
At first, I put out an early spending plan in September, 9 weeks earlier than required. November 1st, I introduced a budget, full budget, and council didn't really want to talk about it. So we went into the first meeting on November 28th.
When you say council didn't really want to talk about it, what do you mean by that?
I tried to set up some work sessions, thought we could get in there and discuss what the needs of the city really are. You know, I never felt that the city had a complete and full budget put forth, so I wanted to really, put it together and do the right thing. So when I walked into the meeting on, I guess it was November 28th or 29th, they handed me this sheet of paper here, and these are the cuts we're going to make.
Okay.
And, that's it. I asked if we want to discuss each line item one at a time, and they said, no, our mind's made up.
All right, so I know we had this show before, but now we want to just rehash this because it's coming too close that you'll be late, the possibility of 20 people will be laid off. Now, in September, you said you try to sit down with council.
Correct.
All right. So they come to you in November with a budget, okay? And this is the budgets right here. Now, we're going to refer to that, but I just want to continue on some of the other comments that are here because I want to give the audience an opportunity of finding out what's going on. I've tried since taking office to find creative ways to avoid cuts, but City Council has not cooperated in any way, as it appears that the majority of City Council's goal is to put politics in this election year above themselves in an attempt to make the administration look bad at the peril of innocent employees. Now, they're saying that you're doing this because of politics, and you're saying that they're doing it because of politics.
It was a campaign year, so I didn't really expect them to give me the full tax increase that I was stating that we needed to run the city properly. But I never thought that they would give nothing. But it is an election year, so that's what people want to hear, that they're not going to have tax increases. But nobody ever tells them without tax increases or without increased revenue that your services are going to suffer.
To hear more from the mayor, watch the Sam LaSanne show tonight at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. and you can watch anytime online at ssptv.com. The Schuylkill County Chamber of Commerce and some of their members got some insight into the local media this week. Our Janine Mazurkevich spoke about target marketing to a large group. Before her talk, the group visited a newspaper, radio station, and another local TV station. Janine wrapped up their busy day by handing out some marketing tips for their businesses and talking about what we do here at SSPTV. SSPTV is expanding our reach with an exciting new mobile app. The Samsung Productions app will be available on Monday for Android, iPhones, Microsoft, Kindles, and Blackberries. Stay connected with our social media accounts and watch all of your favorite shows from wherever you are. That means you can win Frankie's Pizza on SSPTV News while vacationing in Ocean City, New Jersey, and eating at Frankie's on the Bay. Many people live with back pain problems, and tonight Janine is back at Sacco Chiropractic to find out how chiropractic treatment could help.
We're back here at Sacco Chiropractic, and we're with the good doctor, Dr. Scott Sacco, and I see a new piece of equipment is here.
Yes, that's right. We just got our new table in. We received it about 2 weeks ago. So this table is used specifically for anybody who has any herniated discs or sciatica, or who is in a car accident or some type of trauma to their low back a long time ago, or many years of arthritis. So this table is actually used as a distraction table, or to put you in traction, to open up the disc space in your low back. So anybody with any types of chronic injuries in their low back pain, stuff that's been going on for years that they really haven't had relief from, we usually put them on this table, and they say, they've never felt anything like this before, and it usually helps out a lot.
So you will adjust someone according to their ailments and some of the surgeries that they had. So it's very important that you're filling out that paperwork correctly when you come here for the first time.
Yes. So we need to know everything that's gone on in your past. If you've had any surgeries, any major accidents, anything that's ever gone on in your back or your spine, that's the reason why we have it on the paperwork, to find out. So I know specifically how to adjust you, because everybody's a little bit different. Everybody gets adjusted different. This table could be used the same as any of our other tables, but it could also be as different from any of those tables as well.
Now that you use a tense unit on me, correct? Is that the video?
It was a stim unit, so it was an electric stim. Yes.
Okay, and what does that do?
That actually calms down the muscle spasm. So the muscles are around your spine, so they're protecting everything, and it's tight. So a lot of times when somebody comes in and they're in a lot of pain, the muscles will be tight. So we put the stim on everybody first. We put the stim in a hot pack to loosen everything up, and then we get a better adjustment.
Very good. Join us each and every week right here on SSPTV News.
Thanks, Janine. Last night we told you about the National Day of Prayer event at Victory Bible Church in Junedale. However, we mistakenly said the event was tomorrow. It is not. It will take place next Thursday, May 4th at 6 p.m. Coming up next, another great hunting segment with the host of Wild About Huntin' and information from the American Red Cross of NEPA. Later, the Standard Speaker sports editor is here to give his take on Penn State's blue-white game.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
This Saturday marks opening day of spring gobbler season. I don't know what that means. Dennis Gantz might, and here he is with some tips for hunting turkey with your bow.
Hey folks, welcome to this week's segment of Wild About Hunting. We're sticking to that theme of getting ready for spring turkey season and chasing them with the bow and arrow. Last week we touched really quick on your shot placement on a turkey. This week we want to touch a little bit on how you should be training to make that shot on a turkey. So one of the things I do first is keep in mind, as opposed to deer hunting, when we could possibly be standing up, elevated off the ground in a standing position in a tree stand, we're on the ground, either in a seated position like this, kneeling, or sitting on the ground to hunt turkey. So when you're using a bow and arrow, it creates a lot more difficult situation than it is with a shotgun. Our muscles also obviously have to have good strength, good muscle memory to draw the bow, but we incorporate a lot more muscles into that movement when we're drawing that bow back. So you want to train in this scenario. So I have my bow here all set up just like I would. I have a set of bow sticks on the bottom to keep the bow in the upright position so I can grab it right in front of me. And we're going to give it a shot here from a seated position in a chair if I was sitting in a ground blind, or maybe just brush back into some brush. So let's see how I do. All right, I center punched that one. Perfect. That's a dead turkey. Now, we may not necessarily always have the best situation to be sitting in a chair. Sometimes we may have to be kneeling to take that shot at the turkey. So let's get myself down into this position, in a kneeling position, and let's see how this is. Poses a little bit more of a challenge because now I'm almost like I'm standing. I've got that center, that wide base here, but I'm still down a little bit lower. I can't use anything from waist down. Okay, not a bad shot, a little bit high, but it's effective. It'll get that turkey done for me. The last scenario that you could find yourself in, and I may find myself in this spring, and that's a seated on the ground position, just like if I was using a gun at the base of a tree. So we're going to use the wall here to simulate the tree. Now I'm really taking out my lower body to help me with stability and balance, and I have to rely on core strength and upper body strength and muscle memory to draw the bow back. Okay, you saw me jump a little bit there, but I managed to hold that and I center punched it. So this season, try chasing turkey with the bow and arrow, practice and train. There's reasons you do it. I jumped a little bit there, but I held it, made a good shot. Get yourself prepared. You owe it to the animal you're chasing and to you as a hunter. Any questions, email us at info@wildaboutHunting.com. We'll see you next week somewhere in the hunting woods.
So gobbler just means turkey. Glad we cleared that up. A new episode of Wild Bout Huntin' premieres every Monday at 3:30 p.m. here on SSPTV.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
You can kind of see City Hall in Hazleton through the bloom on this beautiful tree in front of the Hazleton Area Public Library. Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be mostly cloudy. We'll have a low of 54 degrees with a light southeast wind. Over the next few days, let's start with Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 73 degrees. At night, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 11 p.m. Mostly cloudy skies, low of 59 degrees. Friday looks nice, mostly sunny with a high in the mid-70s. At night, 30% chance of showers after 2 a.m., mostly cloudy, low of 58 degrees. On Saturday, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high of 76. At night, 30% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, low of 51. For Sunday, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but partly sunny with a high near 72. And then on Sunday night, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, low of 53 degrees. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of meeting with some representatives from the Northeast PA chapter of the American Red Cross. One thing I learned about was their Volunteer Appreciation Week. Bill Goldsworthy with us right now, Executive Director of the Northeast Pennsylvania chapter of the American Red Cross. And it's a big week for you guys because a lot of your workforce, the volunteers, a lot of the people, kind of the lifeblood, I guess, of the American Red Cross.
My favorite line is I say, without volunteers, there would be no Red Cross, because the Red Cross volunteers make up over 90% of our workers, basically. Here in the Northeast, which is where we're at, we have 4 counties, Luzerne, Lackawanna, Wyoming, and Susquehanna. We have 6 employees and 483 volunteers.
What do you like to do this week for the volunteers, or is it just a chance to give them kind of some recognition?
We just like to say thank you for everything they do. They give us so much of their time and talent that we would not be where we are without them. They're the ones that really get the job done for those in need. They're the ones that really take care and support our mission and make our mission what it is, making it work and helping others and helping those who are in a distress for some reason.
And I'm sure you interact with some incredible people. I mean, you have to name them, but I mean, are you inspired sometimes by the people who come out, give of their time? And I'm sure, it's hard sometimes for people to give that time.
I'm amazed for some of our volunteers of how much time they actually give. I mean, I think they put in more time than I do sometimes. It makes me wonder. It's like, and at all hours of the night, we have fires at any time. We have disasters at any time. And when that phone call goes out, the volunteers show up. I mean, we have some volunteers that put in 200-300 hours. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, but that's what we rely on. That's what we count on. And we have a lot of volunteer opportunities out there for your listeners and your viewers to participate in.
That's what I want to finish up with. How can people get involved, and what will they be doing? I said they're incredible people, but hey, you could be like me, a less than incredible person, to go out and help other people.
We have a lot of different opportunities. You could sit at a table at a blood drive and register people and hand out drinks to those who give blood. You could respond to fires in the middle of the night and help those and put those that get burned out of their homes, put them into hotels and give them cards for food. You can come and work at our local office, sit at the desk, answer phone calls. You can do training. You could be an instructor for training, for first aid, CPR training. We have a lot of volunteers out there, opportunities out there. One new one that it's not a new one, but one that I'm really focusing on this year is service to the armed forces. We have a lot of veterans in our area. We do a lot for veterans, and I want to build that department up. So we have a lot of volunteer opportunities working with our veterans.
And so often you watch a show like ours where you'll see a fire in your neighborhood and you think, how terrible, and you think, what can I do? And here's an opportunity for some good news to help out. Bill, thank you for your time. More from the American Red Cross soon here on SSPTV News. Talk with my hands a lot. Money talks. Here's your midday winning lottery numbers. Pick 2, 28, pick 3, 4, 4, 8, pick 4, 5, 5, 4, 2, and pick 5, 6, 7, 0, 2, 4. An entire segment of Dave Day all about the blue-white football game at Penn State when we come back.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
This is always one of my favorite Dave Days every year. It's when we talk about the blue-white game for Penn State football. This is Dave Seaman, the sports editor at the Standard Speaker, but you should know that at home, SSPTV News fans. Well, Dave, you said before, too, listen, you can't take too much away from the blue-white game, but at the same time, in years past, I did mention we saw Trace McSorley, I think last year, had a really good game following up the Tax Slayer Bowl, and Tommy Stevens just reinforcing Penn State's backup quarterback, how good he really is, and just an asset he is to the Penn State football program.
Yeah, I think Penn State fans got a little taste of last year, what he can do running the football. I think this year you might see him throw the ball more. I think he's definitely a valuable asset for the team because Trace McSorley does run a lot. He gets hit a lot too. So if the unfortunate occurs for Penn State, I think Penn State will be ready to have Tommy Stevens. He'll be ready to go. There's no doubt about that.
There was a great article on statecollege.com saying, listen, Tommy Stevens could probably start at some other programs, but he wants to stay at Penn State. He likes the community. He likes the school. He likes his teammates. So even if he plays maybe 1 year for the Nittany Lions, I think that will be great. He had a really good game. And Dave, just showing depth at Penn State right now. In the secondary, John Reed got hurt. Aaron Monroe comes in. He has a big day, 5 tackles, 1 interception, 1 pass breakup. And I read another article on Penn Live that said he set a record when he was 13 years old at the Boys and Girls Club National Boys Outdoor Pentathlon. So very talented athlete, and there is that depth now where you can kind of fill some open spots.
Yeah, a few years ago you wouldn't have said that about Penn State. Obviously, with the sanctions, it really depleted the team as far as numbers go. But Coach Franklin's been able to recruit very, very well over the last few years. And some of the older guys that have gone on before them, they kept the team together. It made people want to come to Penn State. Coach Franklin is built on that. He has great assistant coaches. And it's a hot spot to be right now. You wouldn't have thought that Penn State would have the numbers right now, but in the secondary, like you said, a person like Aaron Monroe can step in there. Other examples are like, Cole Farmer moved from safety to linebacker last year. This year, Jarvis Miller moves from safety to linebacker. So that's an indication that they are recruiting well in the secondary, and that there's going to be top-notch players coming in to replace those that have moved to linebacker or have graduated.
And Dave, depth at running back for Penn State, too. We've all known it. Saquon Barkley didn't even get in this game, but you look at the other running backs who did perform for Penn State, Mark Allen, Andre Robinson. And again, it's something that, true blue Penn State fans know, but just to see that there, too, and see that depth has to make you feel pretty good. And Dave, something I thought was interesting, you're always talking about the importance of the offensive line. Matt Millen on the Big Ten Network over and over again said this could be the best offensive line Penn State has had in years. I get very excited as a Penn State fan when I hear that because I think about these running backs and Trace McSorley and some of the wide receivers stepping up, and that could be the key to Penn State having a very good shot at repeating as Big Ten champions.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, the offensive, and it's young yet, too. Most of the talent in that offensive line are young. Players like Brendan Mann last year got hurt. Also, Andrew Nelson got hurt last year, too, and Penn State really didn't miss a beat. Actually, the offense picked up when they got hurt, which was kind of surprising, but it does show to their strength in numbers and the depth along the offensive line and to some outstanding coaching as well. And the fact that these kids didn't give up, they stepped in when guys were hurt, and the Penn State offense didn't miss a beat. And they're only going to benefit this year with the injured guys coming back, younger players growing up a little bit, and that all lends credence to what Matt Millen said about the depth and the talent on the offensive line.
And Dave, we both know it's one thing to write about it, it's another thing to do it. And James Franklin, head football coach, challenged some of the media to come out to Beaver Stadium, field some punts, kick some field goals. He tried to get the crowd all into it. There's about 70,000 there. It was fun to watch. Anthony Adams, former Penn State defensive player, had a really good time. Now works for the Big Ten Network. Failed in catching the punt, but then he got busted by former quarterback Michael Robinson and linebacker LeVar Arrington. So you had all these Penn State lettermen laughing, having a good time. Dave, I know winning helps, but I think James Franklin deserves a lot of credit. It's fun again at Penn State.
No doubt about that. It is fun, too. I mean, you couldn't see that 10 years ago, something like that happening at Penn State. But you have to change a little bit with the times, and I think Penn State's been able to, courtesy of James Franklin and his staff, what they've been able to bring. And like you said, winning does breed a lot of that enthusiasm, the fun again, and a lot of excitement in the air this year. The expectations are definitely going to be much higher this year. If you lose a couple games, let's see if the excitement stays, because that's the test of a program. 1 year is nice for a to build for a season, but the true measure of a program is how they are able to sustain that over a few years. That's why you see the Alabamas, the Ohio States, Florida State recently, and USC in years past too, that they were able to sustain excellence over several years. That's the next step for Penn State now. Now, can they sustain that going into this season? Because definitely the target's going to be on their back, and from what it looks like, these players are ready to embrace that challenge.
Well, Dave, I appreciate your insight today. And remember, keep up with all our local sports in the Standard Speaker and here on SSPTV News.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Lehigh Valley Health Network will be holding the 2017 5K Run Walk Saturday, April 29th at the Hazel Township Community Park. The event kicks off at 9:30 with a kids-free fun run, and the 5K begins at 10 a.m. Day of registration is still available for $25, with monetary prizes awarded to the first place overall male and female runners. Post-race party will be sponsored by Damon's Grill and Sports Bar. Proceeds benefit the Health and Wellness Center at Hazelton's Fitness Trail. For more information, just call 570-501-6953. Our next announcement, the Majestic Players will be presenting And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, Friday, April 28th and Saturday, April 29th at 7 p.m. The show will be held at the Majestic Theater, 209 North Center Street in Pottsville. Tickets are $15 and will be available at the door. For information, just call 570-628-4647. And finally, the second annual Gala fundraiser to benefit the J.W. Cooper Community Center redevelopment effort will be held May 13th from 5 to 10 p.m. in the Grand Ballroom of the Ramada Hotel in downtown Pottsville. Cost to attend is $50, which includes dinner, entertainment, and drinks with several guest speakers and entertainers. For more information, just call 570-617-8920. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Richard Wayne Robinson of drums. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Ray G. Reinmiller of Hazelton. Arrangements will be announced by the Hazel Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. Jane M. Markle, formerly of Cunningham. Funeral is Friday at 2 p.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. And Leona Biggin of Foster Township. Services are Friday at 10 a.m. from the McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Anthony Petrol of Ashland. Anthony, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Got a bootleg copy of the Samsung Productions app. Tell you what, pretty cool. Give us some views out of left field. You could download it on Monday, but we'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.